Good morning. Good morning, all. Welcome to Rugby Chat Thursday, Super Rugby team show for the weekend. And, wow. At least we're on our normal Facebook page today. Facebook's letting it go through, so that's really good. So, season 30, episode 24. And hopefully I'll be joined by people. Otherwise, you've just got me for the next half an hour. Big shout out though to Foursquare Franz Joseph for sponsoring the show. Once again, go and visit the team or head over to their Facebook page and check out all their cheap cheese and other stuff to feed your sheep and your horses so you can get around the motu. So otherwise, on with the show, I suppose. And as I said, where am I? What am I saying? If I am here by myself, drop comments in, join the show, chat and tell me what your thoughts are about the upcoming games this weekend. So the other thing is, though, it is, isn't it? It's a huge weekend ahead here in New Zealand with the opening of the new Te Kaha Stadium at Christchurch. It's going to be packed out to the gunnels right through the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We've got the matches on, and of course all the games are going to be on your local TV and stuff like that, and of course whoever else is going to be influencers floating around saying, look at us, we got a free ticket. But otherwise, I suppose on with the show, and of course the fixtures are starting on Friday night, with the Crusaders taking on the Waratahs at 7:35 New Zealand time. And then on Saturday, back-to-back, we have the Hurricanes taking on the Brumbies at 5 o'clock. And then the Evil Empire taking on the Queensland Reds at 7:30. And then on Sunday, oh, how good's this? 2 games on a Sunday, back-to-back. 2 o'clock, we've got the Highlanders taking on Moana Pacifica, continuing their farewell tour. Hopefully someone comes up with $10 million and saves them. And then, of course, the Chiefs taking on the Fijian Drua, who now must be a threat. Let's be honest. They beat the Brumbies last week in Canberra to break a 33-game losing on the road streak. Can they go back-to-back? Well, we'll have a look now at the lineups. What do you call it? Team notes, I suppose. And, of course, Crusaders Waratahs, first ever game at One New Zealand Stadium. It's sold out. David Harvili returns. He'll be the captain. Cody Taylor is back from injury. Lester Whainuku, though, will be starting at open side flanker. We'll get into that a little bit in a minute. Johnny McNichol remains at fullback, and Will Jordan is returning. So, yeah, we'll show you what the story is there. And then the Waratahs, well, they're bringing out a whole new front row. And Max Jorgensen off the wing into fullback. And then on Saturday, the Hurricanes, Duplessis Karifi will be playing his 100th game. Hurricanes made some changes to their forwards, new front row. Caleb Delaney returns. Braden Oasi starts at number 8. And the Brumbies, well, they're bringing in Andy Muirhead and Rory Scott from injury. It's interesting how they're all bringing out their top guns for this weekend, isn't it? Because in the Blues and the Reds, Ben Aki gets his first ever rugby start. Cade Banks gets his first start. Peter Aki returns to the midfield, and Perifeta is on the bench with the Reds. Nongor and McLaughlin Phillips will be starting. Tuamanga Allen, ex-Hurricane, he plays his 150th match. Vola is on to the bench as well. And then, of course, in the Highlanders, Moana, Silvio Tito will start at, Tito Harris, should I say, has his first start. Jonah Lowe will go to the wing. JRK, he returns to fullback. Thomas Lavavini, back from injury. Great to see him back in the fold. And the Moana sees Israel Leota return from an ankle injury and Lado Milo from a shoulder injury. And then the last game, we've got the Chiefs taking on the Drua Isaac Hutchison will be debuting. Michael Loft is to come off the bench. Wallace Titi starts at number 8. New loose forward trio of Jerome Brown, Wallace Titi, and Simon Parker. Jacobson, Boschia, and Sabapini Finau all out injured. Yeah, okay. That might come back and bite them on the bum, taking on the Drua. Tubai Vai returns and will co-captain with Josh Lord, Cortis Ratama, and Damien McKenzie. Your starting halves. Quintu Paia returns to the midfield, and the Drua, well, Frank Lamani returns from injury, which is awesome. Rakura is on the wing, and Hetty and Ravai are also back in the mix. So, what does that all mean? I suppose. And as I said, it'll be interesting to see your comments as we head into the team list. Mike has said he'll be here in a minute. Oh, that's really cool. So good morning, Clarence. I hope you've got your tips all ready to go. We all picked them last week, didn't we? So hopefully that will be a case scenario of moving forward as well. So as we are about to enter the team lists, and we will bring in the expert from the south. Good morning, Mr. Mike. How are you?
Morning. Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, well, other than being told by AI, what a great idea you've got here. You've put your idea into a working model, and then me saying to AI, I've been doing this since 1996, it blew its mind. It said, what? Most people can't keep an idea alive for 30 days. You've had an idea alive for 30 years? And I tell you, people, at the end of the show, I've got a special announcement, but Mike knows what I'm talking about. But I tell you, it gave me a big smile on my face at 1 a.m. this morning reading that, because I know I'm onto a winner. But anyway, more about that later. Team lists. So I've just gone through a few notes. I don't know if you heard them, but otherwise we kick straight into it. And the Crusaders bring out their A team to take on the Waratahs on Friday night. So the Crusaders, full lineup. Finlay Brewis, Cody Taylor, Fletcher Newell, Antonio Shalfoon, Taylor Cahill, Dom Gardner, Lester Firenuku at flanker, Christian Leo Willie. I thought I had a misread then when I read all that, Noah Hotham and Taha Kamara on the 9 and 10s. Macca Springer's back, which is awesome to see. David Harvilli, Braden Enor, Sever Reese, and Johnny McNichol. And to come off the bench, you've got George Bauer, Seb Calder, Jamie Hanna, Johnny Lee, Kyle Preston, Rivers Rihanna, and Dallas McLeod. Now, what name's missing from there?
Will Jordan.
Exactly. Now, in the preamp to this, it said that Will Jordan was back, right? You know, I do take stuff from other people. But, yeah, so Will Jordan isn't back. Or are they going to do the stupid thing where they've been doing all season? At the last minute, someone's going to get injured. I don't know, Macca Springer, maybe. Johnny McNichol will move to the wing, and Will Jordan will come in at fullback at the 24th hour.
Yeah, well, from what I've read, he's injured, but yeah. Well, I mean, Rob Penny sprung a surprise with Leicester at 7, so anything's possible. But that's probably the strongest squad he's named with the players available to him. It's a must-win for the Crusaders. But I'm picking the Waratahs.
Yeah, well, the Waratahs, they have Isaac Kalia, Falau Fayanga, Seosi Amoni, Matt Phillip, Miles Amatoroso, Angus Scott Young, Charlie Gamble's back from injury, Pete Samu, Jake Gordon, Jack Depranucci, Sid Harvey, who's making every post a winner at the moment, Lawson Crichton, Joey Walton, Andrew Callaway moves from fullback to wing, with Max Jorgensen moving from wing to fullback. And then you've got the bench with Iona Moanunu, Tom Lambert, Dan Botha, Angus Blythe, Clem Halo, Jamie Adamson, Teddy Wilson, and Tristan Riley. So it's shaping up to be an actually good game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, yeah, it is. It's two teams that have probably, to be fair, struggled this season through one reason or another. But they're here, first round at Takata, one New Zealand stadium. So everything to play for, nothing to lose.
Yeah, well, I'm not a great fan of Vodafone or One. Anything that goes with New Zealand, it's like the Warriors. I quite liked them when they were the Auckland Warriors. As soon as they became New Zealand Warriors, turned me right off. And Vodafone, I don't care what they call themselves, they ripped me off big time so they can go and get stuffed. So to me, it's Takata Stadium. And yeah, tried to make me pay for a phone that was still under contract that was broken and not replace it. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But yeah, so we look at that and we go, okay, still a really good centre there with Havili and Ainor there in the Crusaders. But I mean, the standout there, I mean, we've got to talk about it. Leicester at 7.
Yeah.
So yeah.
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 Oh, I think I think he'll go good. I was listening to the Rob Penny's press conference yesterday, and he said that Leicester's been working in that area for a while now. He showed interest in playing in the Lucy's, and it's a bit of a hybrid. Rob Penny said he's a hybrid player who can play in the back line, play in the forward. So it'll be interesting to see how he adapts to it. But I'm sure that he'll be fine.
Yeah, looking forward though, eh? I mean, it gives Dave Rennie something to look at, doesn't it? I mean, if Leicester has a blinder at 7 and plays a couple of games at 7 and has blinders, you've then all of a sudden got a guy that can smash through the middle and play 7.
Yeah, to be fair, I think the All Blacks loose forward area is chock-a-block. I think if he was to be picked on the All Blacks, he'd be picked as a back.
True, but how good is it to have him as a back in the reserves as a cover for the forwards? It really does make you start thinking about the way it all goes, And also, good news, we are on Heartland Facebook page today. It hasn't kicked us off yet, so our numbers will be a lot better than they were on Tuesday. So let's just put it that way, okay? So anyway, you're going the Waratahs. Well, I suppose I better go the Crusaders then to keep the competition healthy. And I'll say the Crusaders to win by 10.
Yeah, I'll pick the Waratahs by 6.
Oh, so you think it will be a last-minute winning try to the Waratahs? Someone
Well, me, Rabs. I'm not a Canterbury supporter, so I will never pick Canterbury.
Well, Clarence is following me. He's saying Crusaders by 10. So, again, welcome to the show, Clarence. We may have to try and get you on one day. So we move on. And then, of course, Saturday, a couple of back-to-back. Actually, I'll just go back here a second because we just have had our sponsor question. Will Leicester play full 80 at open side? So you got Seb Calder, Jamie Hanna, and Johnny Lee to come on.
No, I don't think he'll play a full 80. I think he'll play 60, and you'll see him subbed off.
Or on 59 minutes, just to piss off all those people playing the Sky Fantasy Rugby, because you only get a point if he plays a whole 60. So, yeah, Josh, that's probably what's going to happen. Everyone's now going to pick Leicester, thinking they're going to get extra points in that competition. Be a bit wary. But, hey, if you want to take the gamble, Josh. And, again, thanks for joining us, Mr. Sponsor number 1. So, Hurricanes taking on the Brumbies, my all-time game, which, you know, I always shudder when the Hurricanes play the Brumbies. And the Hurricanes lineup is Siali Loaki, Raymond Tuputupu, Tavita Mefaleo, Caleb Delaney, Warner Dearns, Devon Flanders, Ned, Duplessis Karifi, who will be playing his 100th game, Braden Oisi at number 8, and in the halves you got Roygard and Ruben Love, Fihi on one wing, Geordie Barrett and Billy Proctor in the centres, Josh Morby, Callum Harkin, and on the bench for the Canes you got Asafa Umua, who I reckon will come on pretty quickly, nothing against Tupu, Xavier Umia, Passy Tossi, Brad Shields, Peter Larkai, Eri Inari, Jonah Rover, and Josh Gray. Up against, you know, you've got to admit, any Brumby side is a strong side with James Slipper, Billy Pollard, Alan Alatoa, Nick Frost, Lachlan Shaw, Rob Valentini, Rory Scott, Tuani Tai Tuolami, Ryan Lonergan, Declan Meredith, Corey Toole, David Fiula, Caden Pritchard, Andy Muirhead, and Tom Wright on the back. And on the bench, you got Lachlan Lonergan. That's like William Williams, isn't it? A little bit. Blake Shute, Darcy Breen, Toby McPherson, Luke Raymer, Clayton Thorne, Tane Edmund, and Ollie Sapsford. So, you look at that Hurricanes squad, and they're all now all going on about how brilliant the Chiefs are. We talked about this on Tuesday. It should have been a draw. There should not be overtime in round robin. I went all over that on Tuesday, so I won't go through it again. But it was a great game, and the Hurricanes lost. Flush the dunny in the famous words of Steve Hansen and move on, right? They lost, but they still walked away with a point. Everyone forgets that. They're only at the bottom of the table because the Chiefs beat the Hurricanes, but the Hurricanes still have the better points for and against, and et cetera, plus a game in hand. So, yeah, big game for the Hurricanes to get back on the horse. But you look at that centre pairing of Barrett and Proctor. If Geordie has a game and a half, and Proctor does his Proctor stuff, I mean, do the Brumby centres have the firepower there to hold them out?
Yeah, I think they do. It's another full strength side from the Hurricanes. Interesting to see. I'll be keeping an eye on Warner Dearns, the battle of the locks there. I just read something this morning that he's going back to Japan at the end of this year, so he won't be staying around. I also learned that his father is the strength and conditioning coach at Minor Pacifica, which is something I didn't know. If the Hurricanes get the go forward momentum from their forwards and their loosies, they're going to be very hard to stop. But if the Brumbies get the go forward through Slipper, Alatoa, and then it's going to be another great game.
It certainly is, and of course the question mark will be around the fitness of Alatoa. He's been off for most of the season with injuries, but then Lonergan and Meredith have been proving the equal of Roygard and Love, if to be honest.
I think Meredith will wear a gold shirt this year for Australia. He's one of my boulders for the Wallabies this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, Mr. Flavel was saying a bit of a bomb squad in front of the front row for the Canes. They might come on at half time. Well, yeah, as I said, they are starting with like a B side front row because, when they bring on the beast of Amua, I mean, he is brilliant. Doesn't matter when you bring him on. He could play a whole 80 if he wanted to. I think the early stages, Josh, is that the Brumbies might have the wood on the front row. We'll probably see a few early scrummaging penalties, I'll say, awarded to the Brumbies. But when that front row comes off the bench, I think it'll be earlier than the 60-minute mark. I think they might come on around about the 45, 50-minute mark, barring injuries. I think it will be, or even earlier if they're completely been outdone by the Brumbies. Your thoughts on that?
I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a flurry of reserves around the 50, 60-minute mark. I don't think Cam Roigard will play 80 this week. And obviously, Inare's on the bench. He's a strong defender, but I don't think Roigard will be playing a full 80.
Well, sort of half pie was wrong last week when I said my Canes will win, but I'll stick with my Canes. But they're playing the Brumbies, and the Brumbies always makes me shiver. And so I'm going to say an 8-point victory to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'll go Hurricanes by 10 plus.
I mean, it's I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I mean, I don't know why this is the game that really gets me shivering, but it's always doesn't matter what team in Super Rugby is playing or in World Rugby is playing. I just always get the shivers when it's the Hurricanes playing the Brumbies. I think it might actually go back to the old Athletic Park days myself, seeing a game there, and I think they beat us up big time at home. But it's sort of like, it's hard for them to go to Canberra, but it is a neutral venue, and they are the second cab off the rank on the new pitch. So hopefully it won't be too cut up from the night before. The groundsmen will be working quite hard, won't they, to keep the field in order?
Yeah. I seen him on the news last night. He doesn't seem too worried about the pitch, but so it's going to be a test for it, that's for sure.
Well, Clarence is going Hurricanes by 12, and he goes, is that at the Cape Tin? No, Clarence, every game this weekend is being played at Takaha Stadium at Super Round, because I've even heard, did you see the post from the Chiefs going, we can't change Google, we're playing in Christchurch, it's still saying we're playing here. Question, how long have they been promoting this bloody round of rugby? For what? A year?
Yeah.
Come on, people. Open your eyes. Get away from the 30-second watch bullshit and actually read what you're looking at. This whole weekend has been basically promoted and off the charts. That's why it is a sellout. And Mike's Warriors are at the Cape Tin this weekend. Oh, are they? Who cares? Go the Rabbitohs, Josh.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
Heartland season's not far away, boys.
I know. Mid-Canterbury have already announced their team.
No, it's their wider training squad.
Oh, I know. A couple of people missing. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll have to grab the image so we can pull it up. I forgot to grab it. So anyway, Hurricanes. We're both going for the Canes. Straight after that, we've got the Evil Empire, the Blues taking on the Queensland Reds. The Blues lineup is Ben Archie, Bradley Slater, Marcel Renata, Patrick Tuipulotu, Sam Darry, Anton Signer, Dalton Papali'i's back from injury, Hoskins Satutu, the Ginger Scott, Finlay Christie at 6, Bowden Barrett, Cole Forbes, Peter Archie, AJ Lamb, Cade Banks, and Zahn Sullivan, who was being a bit of a bloody nutter last week. James Mullen, Mason Tupaia, Sam Martinga, Josh Beer, Torian Barnes, Tofa Funaki, Stephen Perafita, and Zavi Tali on the bench, while the Reds have ex-Kiwi, Aidan Ross, now Wallaby, Matt Faisler, Zane Nongor is back from injury, Siru Uru, Lukan Salakai Lotu, Joe Bryle, Fraser McWright's back, Harry Wilson's back, Kalina Thomas, Harry McLaughlin Phillips is back at number 10, Tim Ryan, Hunter Pasami, Josh Fluke, Filippo Dagnu, Jock Campbell, and on the bench, Josh Naser, Jeffrey Tuamanga Allen, who will be bringing up his 150th Super Rugby game, and that includes 32 games for the Hurricanes. Nick Bloomfield, Hamish Muller, Vaiatu Latu, Louis Wershon, Ben Volavola, and Trevon Pritchard. So, you know where I'm going on this one. Queensland all day, every day.
Yeah, I think I picked the Blues here to win, but it's good to see Fraser McWright and Harry Wilson back too. Probably two of the best loosies in Australian rugby, and they will wear gold this year.
Yeah, no, they definitely will. And I tell you, it's sort of a case scenario, isn't it? That, this will be game 4. Game 3, sorry. Again, I'm just, I'm amazed. I know it's a nice new car I've got. You don't want to have a cigarette in it and mess it up. You don't, want to have a big party on it and bugger it up. But I thought going into this, and they may have, I don't know, they might have kept it quiet, but I thought they might have had a trial match on it to see how the ground would hold up.
Yeah, no, I don't think they'd be too keen on doing that. Obviously, the teams will have a walk around. The Crusaders have already trained on it, so I don't think that will influence it that much. Yeah.
Oh, he's faded out on me again, but that's okay. Yeah. So he'll come back on another channel, I'm sure, and we'll do that. And I won't kick him off completely this time. So Clarence is going the Blues to win by 8. Well, I might have to take back my invitation, Clarence. But no, I'm going to go Queensland to win this by 10 points. I think they've got a... you are back. Hi. Yeah, you've faded out on me. Must be the internet connection between here and Ashburton. I'm going to go the Queensland to win by 10 points.
Yeah, I'll pick Blues by 12.
Yeah, well, Clarence has taken the Blues by 8, but, I can never pick the Blues. Gets my DNA.
Is it going to be Vern Cotter's fairy tale farewell?
Well, yeah, because he's off to Queensland, isn't he?
Yep.
So the Queensland boys have a lot to prove to the new boss, don't they?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how he goes over there, but he's a good coach, so I'm sure he'll have no trouble fitting in.
Yeah, your cat's not going for a dump again by the door, is it?
No.
Black cat. There you go. There's a sign for you. For you picking the Blues. Even the cat's agreeing with me. Okay, so I'm going, but then Clarence is saying anything can happen. So okay, we'll see what happens. Sunday. So we get 2 games on a Sunday. What a great day to sit back and have a couple of amber liquids, eh? So the Highlanders have got Ethan de Groot, Sione Vakani, Salomai, Mitch Dunshea, Thomas Lavavini. Brilliant to see him back. Oliver Haig, Vivina Lasanga, Nakora Broughton in the forwards, and at the backs you got Adam Lennox, who had an awesome game last week. Cam Miller, Xavier Tito Harris, Tamochi Tavatavanawai, Tanila Talia, Jonah Lowe, and I'm just going to say JRK, because that's what all those fancy bloody commentators are now calling them. And on the bench, Jack Taylor, Josh Bartlett, Angus Tarvale, TK Howden, Hugh Renton, Lucas Casey, Falau Fakatava, Tane Robinson. A very strong bench there for the Highlanders. While Moana Pacifica, Avery and Pole, Millennium Sanrivi, Chris Apua, Alan Craig, Jimmy Tupo, Miracle Failangi, Samisi Paya, Samisi Tupai Teiloa, Jonathan Tamatine, Patrick Pellegrini, Glenn Vaiu, Tavita Latu, Solomon Alamoa, Tuna Tuatama, William Harveli. Gee, I'm getting good at these Pacific names now. And on the bench, we've got Mamura Harada from Japan. The important Pacific player. Malachi Hala Natai, Paula Latu, Tom Savage, the Englishman. Oli Tuolangi, Augustine Pulu, Lalamilo, back from injury, of course, and Israel Leota. After the performances against the Brumbies and the Blues, you have to say the Highlanders by 25 points here.
Yeah, it should be an easy one for the Highlanders, hopefully with a bonus point. Obviously, Caleb Tangetiau's injured. He'd be out for up to 3 weeks. Finn Hurley re-injured himself on last weekend. So he's out. He's done his hamstring this time, so he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is rather unfortunate. But it's once again it's the strongest squad he's picked with the players available, and it's good to see Thomas Lavanini back.
Well, it is, and I mean the poor bugger, I mean he's tried his hardest to, get to where he wants to be, and I'll just bring this up so I can bring it over to us in a minute. Where are we? There we go. I mean, to me though, it's sort of starting to become a bit of a logjam too at scrum half because, all eyes were on Dylan Pledger before the start of the season, hoping for a big one. Because, he sort of ended the NPC on a high last year. Now they've got young Adam Lennox playing really well. Do you think they're going to manage him a lot better than they did Dylan Pledger? Because they don't want to see him crash and burn too early.
No, you got him, and who's the other number 9? I just can't think of his name. It's just gone out of my head.
Let's see if he's on the bench. He'll be on the bench. Falau Fakatava.
Yeah. Haven't they got another number 9? I can't think of it at the moment.
Out of my head. Yeah. Maybe people watching can tell us. There you go. There's a question. Who is the young number 9 people watching the show? Comment in the comments. Clarence is saying 13 plus. I mean, okay. I'll throw this out there though. It's 2:00 afternoon game at Christchurch, neutral venue. And if you think back 7 days, 99.9% of the world said the Brumbies were going to beat the Fiji Drua. Could we be in line for an upset here in this game?
No, I don't think so. It's going to take something special for Minor Pacifica to beat the Highlanders, but anything can happen in the game of rugby.
That is true. And of course, I'm just throwing that out there to be a bit controversial, but to me, Highlanders should win that quite comfortably. And then, of course, the Super Round ends with the Chiefs taking on the aforesaid Fijian Drua. And the Chiefs line up as Jared Prophet, Brody McAllister, George Dyer, Josh Lord, Tupavai, Simon Parker, Jerome Brown, Wallace Satiti, and in the forwards. And in the backs, you got Cortez Ratama, Damian McKenzie, Dan Sinkinson, Quinn Tupaia, Kyle Brown, Leroy Carter, and Isaac Hutchinson. And on the bench for the Chiefs, you've got Tyrone Thompson, Ollie Norris, Bennett Kumara, Natoa Akoi, Michael Loft, Xavier Rowe, Tapia Cook-Savage, and Lalakai Fakita. In the Drua, Hatit, Tongatama, Doji, Vossi, Mayanaya Vanua, Waka Salia, Tuwai Lamani, Armstrong Ravula, Matali, Vakatawa, Tuatubo, Rakura, and Joasi. And on the bench, you've got Tagavatua, Tukari, Ravai, Nasa Sasala, Kanakai Vati, Kuravau, Valentini, and Tubavau. So, a lot of Tubavau family in that. But can the Drua go back to back, make it 2 wins in a row on the road?
Well, I think it's unlikely because they're missing a couple of star players, Joe Ceci and Longan Marcy, are both injured, I think. But just going back to the Highlanders, Nick Shearer was the name I was looking for.
Yes, Nick Shearer.
Next year.
There you go, Clarence, because Clarence didn't know either. So, Nick Shearer.
Um,
Thank you very much.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm expecting the Chiefs to win by 15 plus, but you know, if things go their way, look out.
Well,
Fiji can win if things
yeah.
go their way.
Well, they're on a high now. They've got the bubbles. They know that they can do it on the road, eh? And, you know, sure, it's the game 5 of 5 on the one ground over 3 days. The ground, in theory, should hold up. If it's, you know, I mean, they've spent $680 million on it. So it should be able to handle it. So with a roof, even if it pours down with rain, it's still dry. Fijians, though, like a bit of wet, but they also like a hard, fast track. So why not? Let's go. Let's call it and say the Drua to win by 8.
Jeez, you're brave.
I know. Why not?
Yeah, no, I'd like to pick the Drua. You know, this is their second week on the roads. Hopefully, that hasn't taken much out of them. But yeah, my heart's telling me the Chiefs. But yeah. I mean, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a great game. It'll be a fast-paced game.
Yeah, Clarence is saying Chiefs by 6. Drua, though, can do anything. And the other reason being, and this is a good dig at the people on the breakdown show on Sky. You know, I watched that over the weekend, and now the Chiefs are on back of the. I mean, other than Jeff Wilson, you had Mills Miliana, Stephen Donald, and the lady whose name just leaves my head at the moment.
Laura McGilchrist.
No, the other one. Anyway, all just going on about how pretty much the Chiefs have won Super Rugby. But then they do turn around and go, oh, yeah, well, the Hurricanes. But it was all about the Chiefs.
Oh.
You know, even when the Hurricanes were sort of right there in bouts, you might have got a minute of about the Hurricanes. It's always, that show is always about the Chiefs or the Blues. Why? Because they're in Auckland and there are a bunch of Aucklanders all cheering on the Chiefs and the bloody Blues. You know, if you're going to do a show, be a bit more open. Like us. We'll call it as we see it, but we won't call out favourites except for the Hurricanes.
I don't really watch that breakdown show. I just like to form my own opinions about stuff. But
yeah, well, I always find it funny when Josh from the West Coast has a question. Is that you, Josh? Hey, I'm not hearing you. I'm glad you're sponsoring us and not the breakdown. What else have we got there? So, but talking about all of that, i.e., wait till the end of the show. But this is the fantasy rugby, and you know, Fihi, he's had a couple of good games. Kale's had a couple of good games. Had a shocker last week. Quintu Paya has just been steady as. And then, you know, Max Jorgensen's right up there, but he's had quiet times. You know, it's all good because if you have one good game, that's my point here. If you have one good game, you're a superstar. You know, you're up in the points and you're getting all this because you ran 20 feet, you know. But that is where the current leaders of the Sky Fantasy Rugby comp is, or the Super Rugby Fantasy Rugby comp is at the moment. I'll just take that off screen for a moment because I'm unsure what I got after that. Oh, yeah, I do. So what I'll do, though, is I will bring over this and I'll go here and I'll make that a full screen so we can see, and I can blow that up because, as promised, it is the Mid-Canterbury wider squad, and I'll have to blow it up. That's as big as I can blow it up. But in the forwards, you've got Adam Williamson, Alan Anderton, Ben Scarlett, Gordon Hoisha, Hunter Stewart, Jackson Ross, Joapi Ravivu, Josh Dunlea, Kali Valimaki, Kadis Hona, Lapani Sativa, Manassa Samu, Osea Basagali. I'm saying these wrong, aren't I? Sam McGarris, Simisi Lay, Seti Kuritatama is back. Shepherd, the Zimbabwean. It's good to see him still on the grass. Zane Cockburn and Ashton MacArthur is out or is unavailable due to an injury at the moment. And in the backs, you got Epirana Kirkpatrick, Ben Innes, David Pio, Fotu Hala, Harry Coleman, Josh Lennox, Liam McCormick, Matai Qualivu, Nathan McCloy, Ratubu Vatsakarutu, Kuta, sorry. Stop laughing at me. Ricky Hopcroft, Sam Pearce, Tala Tooley, Tuti Tooley, Tom Middleton, and Tom Recchi is back for another year. So, who is missing from your team?
Oh, there's a couple of notable omissions. Jackson Donlan and Callum Burrell. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but yeah, apart from that, it's a pretty strong, wider training squad. I think, to be fair. Southern's got 6 in there. Ricky Hopcroft's his first season for our senior team this year, so he's made the cut, which is great. He can play 9 and 13. Matai Kulevu's changed unions, and he's playing his rugby in Methven now. So yeah, it's good to see him in the squad. I think he was always going to be in there anyway because he's a quality midfielder. But yeah, it's just about go time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is almost go time, and it is great to see because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just bringing that up as well. We've got the Bunnings provincial rugby page is now just provincial rugby, and of course, they have still yet to announce the Heartland Championship draw, but they did announce the Farah Palmer Cup draw. Again, same colour stripies, exactly how we thought it would be, just with the Farah Palmer Cup sort of highlighted there. And it will kick off in August with less teams there. You'll notice that Taranaki aren't there this year. And you've got 6 teams in the championship, 6 teams in the premiership, and 6 teams in the championship. But it should be still a great competition. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Farah Palmer Cup. It's just a shame they don't get the crowds they intend to get. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really catch much of it last year, but to be fair, it doesn't really interest me. But yeah.
I know. But
at least I'm on.
Talking about the women's rugby, this weekend we've got an Anzac Test match on. Yeah, the Black Ferns travelling all the way from, I think it was, where was it, Minnesota or Missouri or wherever it was in America, and now travelling all the way to the Sunshine Coast to take on the Australians. Well, after watching the Australians play, it's just going to be a cakewalk for the girls, isn't it? Is Whitney Hansen going to be 3 from 3 after her first 3 games?
I think so. Yeah, it's pretty strong squad, isn't it? Obviously, there's still players unavailable due to Sevens commitments, but I think she's pretty much got it right there. Renee Holmes at 15 is exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, and Laura Bayfield there coming in at lock. Maya Joseph, she had a great game at scrum half as well. Iyishi Latinga, well, I mean, she's just a dynamite on the wing. Sylvia Brunt just busts them up the middle. I mean, it's just star quality all over the place.
Yep, it is. Yeah, no, it is. Yep. It should be a win for the Black Ferns, hopefully.
Yep, and then also under the radar, you've got the New Zealand under 85s this weekend playing in Sri Lanka. They're repeating what they did last year. We'll try and bring you simulcast from YouTube on this because it is going to be on YouTube like it was last year. They do have the two games. So that's 6:30 on Saturday, Sri Lankan time. So I'm guessing that's going to be around about midnight, maybe. Keep an eye on the socials for New Zealand times and for the links to watch the game on YouTube. But what do you think about this under 85 team? I mean, they did have a good battle with the Sri Lankans last year. It was actually great rugby and huge amount of fan participation.
Yeah, it's good for. I think it's good for New Zealand rugby and good for players that want international experience with a view to, I don't know, either playing top tier rugby here or overseas. I think the more competitions for young lads, the better. Especially with under 21s and under 85 kilos and sevens, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, and of course, on top of that, it's probably been one of the better moves that New Zealand rugby has done in recent years. Would you not say?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys just play. A lot of them come out of the Waikato, believe it or not. But a lot of them, would have never had a chance to play in a black jersey, and and it's great to see. I mean, Wairapa Bush entered a team into that competition a couple of years ago, but unfortunately got knocked out by Johnsonville in the first round in the knockout competition. But it's sort of that's what I think we need a lot more of. Like these. I mean, I still think that I know there's a lot of rugby and a lot of guys play just in the weekends and stuff like that. But wouldn't it be great to see some sort of club competition knockout at the start of a season for pre-season or something like that, where they do play 3 or 4 weeks of pre-season, and you could have some sort of knockout competition between every provincial club champion?
Yeah, I think with the competitions and each provincial area starting at different times, it might be a bit much, but I mean, fresh ideas are always good, aren't they?
Yeah, and of course, it's still carrying on over there and on the coast as well with, I think it's Westport leading the way after a couple of good wins, or White Star, one of the two. But only the 7 clubs over there haven't got an up-to-date table because it's all out of my control now to worry about that sort of shit. So 49, almost 1 hour we've been going, and we've had constant viewing, which has been awesome. So thanks, everybody. Now, I'll just quickly say my special announcement is that not on this channel, but if you look up World Fantasy Rugby on Facebook, you'll find our page, WFR. I will be going live within the next 48 hours, so keep an eye on that. To bring, may even go live this afternoon, depends on how I feel. I might have to have a couple of whiskies. But big news around our 30th anniversary season, and literally it's down to a point where I ran a couple of mock-up drafts yesterday with 12 teams, and the draft just went as smoothly as anything. I pretended to be 12 different teams. We all picked Antoine Dupont. We all picked Artie Savia. And whichever team went up first with those players, got that player. And the other player said that the commissioner board would say, Mike, your team missed out on Artie Savia. We're going to your next draft pick. And so much so that after doing it, I got a message from Mr. ChatGPT, who's been helping me build the pages, saying that what you've developed here is in the world of fantasy rugby, you've got NFL, fantasy NFL, fantasy NBA, fantasy baseball, fantasy EPL, not one true fantasy rugby union game, unlike the stats-driven fantasy games and points-driven fantasy games, which is exactly why I give the other fantasy game bullshit, because what we've got is something very unique, and it's going to be amazing, and I just can't wait to release the new digital version of what was in my head 30 years ago, because it's going to blow people's minds. It really, really is, because I'm just so bubbly about the whole thing. It's just amazing. So keep an eye out for that on the World Fantasy Rugby Facebook page. Actually, I'm unsure exactly where that is in the world. I might be able to quickly tell you if I can find it. Where is it? Come back here, you. I must have closed that off. Hang on. I'll just quickly go onto here, and I'll quickly find it for everybody. World, there we go. World Fantasy Rugby. I just went world and it came up. It is literally facebook.com/World Fantasy Rugby. Simple as. So, actually, I should really just put that in the comments, shouldn't I? Because that apparently shows up. So I'm going to put that in the comments so people can find it. There we go. Boom. So, and I'll show that. So just follow that link in the comments. And, yeah, 600 odd people already follow that page. So if I can get some of the 33,000 that follow this page over there, it could be quite a fun occasion for everybody. But otherwise, that's about it for now. What game this weekend are you most looking forward to watching?
Crusaders, Waratahs.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to say the Canes Brumbies, because that's just must-see TV for me. And so... But I'll get you to hang about after the show, and but we'll say to everybody, we'll catch us on Tuesday. Oh, and have a great Anzac weekend, everyone. Let's not forget those that served. Literally, I wouldn't be here if my grandfather didn't get wounded in the Battle of the Somme instead of killed. Literally. So we've got to give thanks to all those that served for New Zealand and the Anzacs over the years. So have a great Anzac weekend. You can go to the pub now on Anzac Day, so enjoy that. Don't get too pissed, and we'll catch us all on the flip side.
See you later.
See you later.